When you look even in the Old Testament, it talks a lot about sacrifices for the presumptuous sin, and it talks about sacrifices for the sins of ignorance. And it makes a very real distinction between the two. I think it's Numbers 15 or Numbers 21, where the guy who picks up the sticks, if you remember the guy who picked up the sticks, that would have been the presumptuous sin. There isn't a sacrifice to atone for that sin, because there's no sacrifice that can atone for a person rejecting Christ for life. That's what Jesus told the Pharisees. All manner of sins shall be forgiven, but the blaspheming of the Holy Ghost can't be forgiven.
Right.
It's not that God's going to be angry and strike you down with a thunderbolt. It's that He can't give you life if you don't want the only thing that gives life.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
If you reject what gives life, He can't now say, well, I was wrong, there's another way unto life. Go ahead and have it this way.
Yeah.
Right? He can't, He's not a liar. The serpent can't give life. Right? And so He can't now say, well, I was wrong. The serpent can give life.
Yeah.
Right? So that the Bible talks a lot about that, and it would help us to understand the difference and understand what's going on in a person's heart when they have the works of the flesh manifesting in them, instead of us judging the thoughts and intents of their hearts as them being purposefully evil or malicious or rebellious or any of those things, right? If we could see, it's another thing going on there, right? And they're even being tormented by it, right? I got a lot of, if you want to use this language, I don't know if it's politically correct now or not, because I'm not in the politically correct spectrum. I got a lot of friends who have struggled in their lives with homosexuality. And not a single one of them, through the course of me knowing them, were ever happy about it.
Yeah.
They never were happy about it. They went through a period of time trying to not feel it, to cry out to God. And then some of them continue in that place where they feel tormented. And then some of them have, at the cost of not knowing what to make of it, had just said, I don't know what else to say besides, I'm just this way.
Yeah.
Right? And in order to try to have peace with what they're experiencing, they just go with it, trying to give themselves peace. Right? Instead of seeing they've been washed clean. Right? Peace can't come by trying to justify the fruit you see in your life. Peace doesn't come that way. Peace only comes by seeing you've been washed clean by the Word, by the water of the Word. Right? In the Old Testament, they had washings that you would, baptisms they called it, and you would be washed by the water so that the filth of the flesh could be cleansed, meaning the fruit of the flesh. Right. Well, we've been washed by the water of the Word once for all time. That's the only thing that can give us peace with what's going on in our life. We can't have peace by trying to convince ourselves that what's going on in our life is good.
Yeah.
Because our conscience will all the while condemn us.
Yes, right.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.